Hello everybody, my name is Jenny McPhail and I am so honored and blessed to be able to share with you all the amazing things that BWO has done over this last year. Debbie brought me on staff back in around October of 2017 and I have been helping with some of the logistics of the mission trips as well as leading some of the mission trips. I led the Nepal mission trip back in 2017 and then met her in Belize in December of 2017 and co-led the Belize mission trip there. And then this past year, 2018, I'm not quite used to the 2019 thing yet, but in 2018, we had 4 mission trips. It was a wonderful year for BWO. And I was so blessed to be able to have the opportunity to lead all 4 of those mission trips. We had Costa Rica in the beginning of July, and we had South Africa at the end of July, beginning of August, and then we also had the Nepal trip in November, and then our Belize trip in December, which I am actually at right now. We just sent everybody home yesterday. So I just kind of wanted to share with you a little bit about our trips this last year, some of the numbers. I also just wanted to share with you that I have been blessed to go on 14 BWO trips, all in all. And so 6 of those were the ones that I led in the last year and a half. So I also wanted to share with you just a little bit about this past year being a very special year for BWO. It was our 15th anniversary. And so such a privilege to be able to celebrate that with Debbie and Mark and with all of our BWO alumni and all of our new missionaries that we had this past year. So we did do the numbers for our 15th anniversary for some of our marketing that we did. We had calculated that in the 15 years, we have had over 2,000 missionaries who went through 10 different countries on more than 75 different mission trips in the span of 15 years of loving people past their limits, which is one of the taglines that Debbie had come up with for BWO. So truly an incredible 15 years that Debbie has just poured everything into BWO, and God has truly blessed it, and it has really thrived. So of those missionaries, about 30 of our missionaries that have gone on a BWO trip have gone into long-term missions. We were very blessed to be able to work with some of those people this year, especially in Nepal. So I did want to go over some numbers with you. Every month we do something that's called a Go Report. So that covers all of our volunteer hours, everybody who has worked, how many missionaries go on a mission trip, if we have any that month, and how many healings, how many salvations. So I wanted to start with our Costa Rica mission trip, which was at the beginning of July, and we took 42 missionaries to Costa Rica, into San Jose, and then also into the jungle in Talamanca. Overall, we had 1,400 people that we ministered to, and we had 200 salvations, and we had 2 healings on that trip. So it was a very powerful trip. I did just want to share with you a couple of our highlights from that trip. We were able to take our optical clinic into Talamanca, which was the first time we've taken optical into that area. Taking optical is kind of a beast. We have about 8 big suitcases that we take, equipment that's worth a lot of money that we do insure, and it's all portable. It's all battery operated, which is fantastic because we can take it on our 6-hour bus ride and boat ride and everything back into the jungle. So for me personally, it was a huge blessing because I was able to take my 11-year-old son. He had fundraised for this trip, and he was able to go with me, and this was his first mission trip. And so he actually helped us scan all the glasses that we took into that mission trip, and we took about 3,000 pairs of glasses. So we did have one woman that I wanted to just kind of mention who had walked all day. We were already closing up our optical clinic for the day, and this woman came up as we were just sitting down for dinner, and she'd said that she had walked all day and was wondering if she could maybe spend the night to be able to get into our optical clinic the next day. We did not want her to have to wait, and so we did go ahead and check her eyes, and we got to learn a little bit more about her story. She was a widow. She had 9 children that she was helping to take care of. And she had been blessed with a scholarship the year before to go to school and get an education so that she could provide better for her children. And she went to school and she had everything that she needed, and she opened up her books and she wasn't able to see. She could read, and but she wasn't able to see the words on the books. And so she was kicked out of the school because she couldn't afford the glasses that she needed. And so when she heard about this clinic, she came and we checked her eyes and we gave her a couple pairs of glasses, actually. And she was just in tears and crying because she said now she could go back and be able to use that scholarship to go back to school. So just a tremendous blessing for her. And also for us. She wound up, we prayed for her and she prayed for us as well. So just a very powerful time in Costa Rica for sure. We also partnered again with Light Force International and went into the streets of Costa Rica, into the darkness with the red light district there, and we really ministered to a lot of the prostitutes, and sex trafficking is huge there. And so Light Force is really a powerful partnership that we have. And they work a lot with the kids who are in recovery and coming back out of that situation. So we were able to do a lot of ministry there with those kids, which is wonderful. We also took a construction team. The church that we partnered with there, all the rains and termites had destroyed the whole roof of their Sunday school class. And so we were able to go in and bring the materials and provide the supplies that they needed to rebuild their roof in their Sunday school. So definitely a powerful ministry there in Costa Rica. South Africa, we had 12 missionaries that we took there, and we partnered with Cape Gateway International again with Pastor Steve and his wife. We had 3,000 people that we ministered to on that trip, 200 salvations and 100 healings. This for me was absolutely a mission trip of miracles and healings. I've never seen it before in any mission trip that I've been on. Every time you turned around, people were praying over someone and backs were being healed, legs and feet and everything. It was just a tremendous healing mission trip. And I wanted to share with you one of the ones that was the highlight for me. We did bring our optical clinic back to South Africa. Once we came back from Costa Rica, we turned around and went back out to South Africa with it. And we were able to take that into a lot of the townships in the area of Cape Town. And so we were in one of the townships, which was called Pelican Park, which is where Debbie has taken a lot of missionaries to in the past. And we were able to we had a woman that came in, and she was probably in her late 80s, early 90s, and she came with her daughter, and she was completely blind in her left eye. In fact, when she would look straight ahead at you with her right eye, her left eye was completely over to the side, and she wasn't able to move it. She wasn't even able to see really shadows or forms or anything out of that eye. And so we used our auto refractor and we tested her eyes. Well, of course, we couldn't get a reading in her left eye, but we tested her right eye. And we shared with her that we would have a pair of glasses that would kind of help her right eye, but there wasn't anything that we could do for her left eye. And so we took her back to our outreach team, which prayed over everybody that was coming through the clinic. And they prayed over her. We had found some glasses for her that would help her right eye, and we prayed over her. And I was standing right in front of her, and she opened her eyes, and she looked at me, and her left eye straightened out, and she looked directly at me with both eyes, and she just started crying and smiling, and she said, "I can see out of my eye." And so we showed her books, and she was able to see the books and read the words and see the colors, and it was absolutely by far one of the top moments of my life where God just truly appeared. So we also, while we were in Cape Town, we were able to minister to a lot of kids and do what was called a Sons and Daughters of the King banquet, which is one of Debbie's favorite things to do for the kiddos. We had about 100 kids that showed up for this banquet. We crowned them, we brought them, we called each one by name, we called them up, we had a chair that was like a throne for them. We were able to crown them with crowns they had made during the week with these beautiful sashes that they designed themselves with a bedazzler and all sorts of things. And we crowned them, we washed their feet, we prayed over them, and we really shared with them that they are sons and daughters of the King. They are princes and princesses. So very powerful time there as well. We also on that trip partnered with an organization called Gabrielle's Wings, which is a foundation that was started by Michelle Horde, which was one of our missionaries in the Belize trip last year. And she wanted to start a foundation in honor of her daughter who was killed tragically. And it's basically a program that she wants to empower specifically young girls, but children of color. And so we were able to receive a $15,000 grant from that foundation, and we bought computers and iPads, and we were able to set up basically an international an internet cafe resource center for the kids there in that area. So we had a big grand opening, definitely an incredible partnership, and a lot of kids that will really benefit from that. Our Nepal mission trip, we took 13 missionaries. We ministered to 2,000 people. We had 50 salvations and 15 healings on that trip as well. We had a children's ministry. We were able to take medical on this mission trip because we had doctors and nurses on this mission trip. We had a huge birthday party for Jesus in the poorest slum in Kathmandu, where we were able to have a happy birthday Jesus party for 300 orphans. There's no orphanage in this area. These kids literally live on the street. And so we were able to just have a big birthday party for Jesus. We also were able to raise money to bring in backpacks and school supplies for them because that was the number one need that the minister said they had in that area, even more so than clothes and food. So we were able to do that. Our Belize mission trip, which we just finished with just an amazing team. We brought our largest team we've ever brought into Belize, 90 missionaries, impacted over 800 to 1,000 people, 33 salvations, 10 healings, and 11 baptisms. So just an incredible mission trip. We brought a construction team in who built a church in the poorest area of San Mateo. They built the church in 4 days. So this has been a church that they've been praying for 4 years. And we were able to just show up with our team, and God miraculously brought this beautiful church into fruition in just 4 days. So that brings total numbers for 2018 to 157 missionaries that went on this trip, 7,200 people that we ministered to, 127 healings, 483 salvations, and all this done by our one true God. So it's been a really amazing year. Working alongside Debbie has been truly phenomenal. It's been a difficult couple weeks for all of us, as I'm sure for you as well. We have wonderful things happening though for this year. We have a huge benefit concert that's coming up February 2nd. One of the girls who went on a BWO mission trip passed away recently, and her family wants to do a benefit concert for her, with all the proceeds going to set up a scholarship fund for BWO teens and young adults who want to go on a mission trip. So Phil Wickham is going to headline. They've got some tremendous musicians, Christian musicians that are coming as well. We have all of our trips open this year, with Uganda in June, Costa Rica in July, South Africa July, August, and Nepal in November, and Belize in December. So I'm excited for what God has in store for this year. I'm excited to be a part of this in any way. I look forward to meeting each of you, and I would love to just continue to help continue Debbie's legacy in this beautiful ministry that God has truly blessed. So thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. God bless.